Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. There's been a bunch of data mines from Zabi with a ton of information for the next little bit. It looks like Gaijin are going to be doing several events this week. Obviously we have the T3485 Partisan, which is coming in for Victory Day. I've actually made a video on that if you want to have a look at that earlier. And also in this video, we're going to have a look at all the rest of the stuff that they're bringing in. Because obviously you have not just Victory Day this week, you also have VE Day, or the Victory in Europe Day, which is also usually celebrated by Gaijin. Other things that are happening this week, we have the sales. The G sales are going on right now for the next few days. And then after that, we're going to get the pack sales. So I'll make sure to cover that for you as well. And then also at the same time, maybe we'll get more update news too, since we're getting into the next period of the update seasons. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and also like the video. Let's get into what we find in the data mines. So the first data mine was about the T3485 itself, basically going through the premium status of it and also the fact it's rank 3, battle rating 5.7, and one of the parts of it is how the armor of it is just unfinished. The upper front plate is only 5mm, whereas it should be 45mm, and the turret sides should be 75mm, but they're only 20mm, and even the companion's cupola, which should be 90mm, is 60mm, and it seems like there is a few issues with the vehicle in terms of its armor, and another thing is it doesn't have a add-on armor modification to it, even though it has some tracks on it, and then obviously all of the decoration stuff, so it looks like you won't be able to take any of that stuff off, which I suppose wouldn't really make a huge difference anyway. It's just kind of weird how they didn't bring it in and have proper armor, but the armor that you saw in the video earlier obviously isn't real, and yeah, it's not fully finished. So, alongside the Partisan, they added a few other things. They added the DS39. The DS39 is a machine gun from good old World War II. And you've got to remember when it comes to, this week with Victory Day and also VE Day, they usually do like the standard event and then they do like a mini event too. This DS39 is probably going to be attached to the Victory Day event, and it'll be like win 5 matches using USSR. You have like 5 days to do that. So make sure to get the battle activity, stuff like that. We've had a lot of Soviet stuff recently, and it's just piling on over and over. So yeah, the DS39 is coming in. It was basically in service in the Second World War, so it's perfect for Victory Day. Another person who is also turning up is Grigory Braznikov. This is the profile picture for the T3485 Partisan event, just an additional one on top of the other Russian profile picture that's on this month, which is the Page of History one, and then last month, which was also a Russian one for the Page of History one. As I said, just a lot of Russian stuff right now. Probably for the 80th anniversary. Then there is another decoration which looks completely crazy. This is the 500k and climbing decoration. This one is actually for Reddit because Reddit is hitting its 500,000 subscriber kind of setup, and when it comes to social media stuff, they do celebrate this. They did it for Billy recently. They do it for stuff like VK and obviously probably for Twitter. This one is just a snail holding 500k, which is quite nice and lovely to see. There's also a profile frame that they've added, the fresh paint one. Pretty sure this one is for the Twitch drops, if I remember correctly, since next weekend there's going to be the Twitch drops, not just for this, but also for the FA18C late camo. So you can get that on your vehicle. Hopefully you watched the esports streams last weekend, so you got the Mr. S, the Mr. S camouflage. It looks kind of nice, the orange, white and black, or orange, grey and black is always a nice combo. I do like some highly contrasted things. They also added in all of the other stuff for the Victory Day part, so there's going to be some VE decals along with a profile header for Victory Day 2025. So, once again, it's probably going to be part of the event. I like how they're adding in these profile banners now. It's really nice that they've started embracing different parts of customization of the player profile, and hopefully at some point we get to, you know, customization of the hanger itself to give people a personal touch on these things. It would be lovely to see. But yeah, there's now the Victory Day profile header. It looks beautiful. It's really nice to see. It has a T-34 in it. It has what looks like a Comet and a Sherman, and obviously people playing piano together, showing a bit of unity, at least in this time of strife. There's also some VE Day decals. So you have Victory Day, which is on the 9th of May, and then you have VE Day, which is Victory in Europe Day, and that one is celebrated on the 8th of May. So that's why it's a little bit confusing this week, because you have two big events on overall. And obviously it's 80 years ago, so a pretty big milestone, and they're going to do a bunch of stuff for it. So there are some decals that are going to be available. You have the Victory is Ours one and Victory over Berlin, and then also just the We Won one, which is also there. I love how it's just called We Won. It's just fantastic. But yeah, overall, they're mainly, once again, Russian focused, but there is at least a little bit of unity in them too. There's also a bunch of other decals which are coming in, some Chinese decals from Cube once again. The Cube decals, there's a cool fighter jet, I know you, and also love you decal. Now, these ones are the reason why I turned off looking at other people's decals in the game, because I was super sick of just seeing decals plastered on other people's vehicles, which were just massive faces or anime characters, because I don't find them that interesting, and it kind of breaks the immersion. I understand that there's a lot of people who don't care about that stuff, but for me, it definitely does have an impact on my gameplay, and also it just makes it look so goofy and so ridiculous. If I'm seeing like a BMP and it just has this massive face on the front of it, I'm just not really that interested. So kind of sucks that that's the case. I know a lot of people like this stuff, and I'm pretty sure these are like affiliation decals for a sales hub on or in China, which is, you know, completely fine. It just sucks that it's got to a point now in War Thunder where I'm having to turn off options because the classic 2 to 5% of things are ruining it for the other 95%. And yeah, kind of sucks. In other news, at time of recording, the Meteor FR9 for Israel is 9 Gaijin 89 cents, which is not too surprising. The highest actual sell or buy price is 8.32, so people are trying to get people to buy it for a whole 10 Gaijin coin. Imagine grinding all that time and you only get 10 Gaijin coin out of it. That kind of shows you how worthless that Israel was, and why, you know, we've talked about it many times, that sometimes you just have these events that people are not interested in, and the Israeli one was going to be that. You know, one of the least played tech trees for a mid vehicle, which isn't even a premium. Yeah, it's basically got nothing going for it. So seeing it that cheap should not be surprising. People have actually asked me what I think about the T-3485 and how expensive that one is going to be. Well, it's going to be more expensive than that one, but probably not by much. This is quite an easy event to grind out, and it's also a time where a lot of people have off. You know, they have like holidays, or they have things where they can kind of just like put time into the Partisan. So yeah, it's a 35k event. You don't need a ton of grinding to be able to get the coupon, and if it's anything like, you know, the Meteor FR9 events, where there's going to be a lot of people who grind it out, but nobody's actually going to end up buying it or selling it, then yeah, it might be a little bit lower than usual. The ground events are definitely harder to grind out than the air events, I will say that. You can't cheese them in something like Simulator, or you can't cheese them using just specific vehicles and bombing bases over and over again. But at the same time, I feel like more people do generally play the ground events than the air events, so maybe it will be a little bit harder to be able to get access to it, but who knows? The main thing is, over this week, there's a bunch of stuff happening. A bunch of little events that are going to be popping up around the place. There's going to be a bunch of changelogs as well, to kind of enjoy it as well. So basically just look forward to it. You know, we'll cover it all when it comes to the channel. We'll have a good time with it. I'll be streaming during the event, so the only day that I'm going to have off is today. I've got some appointments to do, but every other day we should be well into it and just hammering through as we usually do. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecovo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.